Hey, it's your boy AJ back with another freaking video. Today I'm here with a story time. I haven't done a story time in a long time. And today it's not like a juicy, messy, it's a tea-filled story, y'all. But it's not like a juicy, like I don't know how to, you gonna see what it is, bitch. But yeah, it's more of a serious, more topic, but it's gonna have some tea in it, child. And it's gonna be like, this is my lunging into a new series I'm gonna do. It's actually gonna be called the Mental Hospital series because, long story short, my mama used to stay sending my ass to the behavior hospital, child. But one time, bitch, I was there from motherfucking December to June. I know it's nothing to brag about, child, but bitch, being there from December to June, I must have seen some shit. So I'm gonna do a goddamn story time series coming up soon and tell all of the favorite, outrageous, craziest, funniest moments from my stay there, bitch. But before we get there, I want to do this video first so I can kind of breeze y'all into what the fuck was going on. So the story starts off with me, my stepdad, and my mom getting into an argument, you guys. It didn't go too well, so my mama ended up calling like mobile crisis, y'all. That was her favorite thing to do, no shade to her. But she called mobile crisis and had them come pick me up and send me over to the behavior center that I have all these story times to tell y'all about. Okay, you guys, so when she calls mobile crisis, I ride the damn police car all the way to the behavior hospital, and I'm there for a couple days. So a couple days into my stay, I realized that I was not going home. I was going to a residential treatment place. This residential treatment place, it is pure hell, you guys. It is pure fucking hell. So when I first thought about doing this video, you guys, I was like, I'm gonna keep the residential place like confidential and I'm not gonna say where it is. But then I googled it. Something was like, Google this place. So I googled the hospital. It's Laurel Heights. When I thought about telling the story, I'm like, let me google the fucking hospital because this place was crazy. I know they closed like now. And when I googled the hospital, the fucking reviews were horrible. It was everything like my story times 20 times 30 times 40, and I was like, no, this place needs to be fucking exposed. So this is Laurel Heights exposed, you guys. So this is my story. So let me just get into the story, y'all. I'm rambling and stuff. So I stay in Memphis, Tennessee, and Laurel Heights is a hospital in Atlanta, Georgia, you guys. So one morning they woke me up from the behavior hospital that I was in Memphis, and they said, all right, it's time for you to go to the residential. So before I just woke up and went to the residential, the days before I didn't know I was going to residential, they told me like, you'll be here like 2 or 3 months because this is a residential place. And I really wasn't feeling that vibe at all. But the day of me going to the residential, they woke me up and they got me out of the bed in the behavior hospital, and they put me on a stretcher. They put me on a stretcher, and literally, I swear to God, baby, they put me on a stretcher and they had handcuffed me down to the stretcher and rolled me out into the ambulance. So I traveled tied down on a goddamn stretcher all the way from Memphis, Tennessee to Atlanta, and then I got to the residential place. It's really nothing to discuss on the ride, on the ambulance ride there. We wasn't saying shit to each other. I wasn't feeling the vibe. I wasn't feeling them. I wasn't feeling me going there. I wasn't feeling shit. So when we get to Atlanta, we pull into the hospital, and all I remember is like just looking at the front of it, and I was like, this is kind of nice. I was like, this is kind of, I wasn't like, whoopee ki bitch. I was like, this is kind of nice, because what I was thinking, because I had never seen anything about the hospital. I was like, this is kind of nice, because I was scared like it was going to be on some prison type shit. But bitch, I must have spoke too motherfucking soon. But they ended up riding me to the back, and we ended up going all the way into the back unit, and it like as more and more as we got through the gate and going deeper through the different units and getting to where I was going to be, it got fucking worse. Like it looked worse and worse, and you can clearly see that they like only keep up the front of the building for looks. So we pull on to the back and they get me out of the ambulance, and I remember just walking past these old rusted ass gates and walking down this like slope hill or something, and it was really like fucking jail. I remember walking in, you guys. I remember walking inside of the fucking hospital, Laurel Heights. I remember walking in, and it was just a fucking like stomach bothering ass smell. It was like, it was so disgusting. But I'm walking in with all of my shit. Mind you, I have all of my shit in the fucking ambulance. So I'm walking in with all of my shit, and they tell me, all right, sit right here, and they would have me fill out some type of paper, not like information, but like for my check-in of my clothes and stuff, and they took all my clothes that I wasn't going to use to some room. They sent me into the room with the other kids, and I'm looking around and I'm like, this is nothing like the behavior center I came from, or the behavior center I had been to a couple times in Memphis. I'm like, this is like a true psych ward. And I could clearly see that, like, this was because, like I told you guys earlier in the video, that the behavior center was more of a place that you get sent to when you're beefing, arguing with your parents, or you're not doing good in school and stuff like that. It really wasn't like a mental facility. But Laurel Heights was a mental facility, and I walked in and I seen, and I could tell like it was like so much going on. But I'm sitting up chilling in one of them big ass fucking anti-throw chairs. They got these chairs that you can't pick up or throw, child. I'm chilling in this fucking room, and it's like, I don't remember how many. I want to say it was like 30. It was a lot of motherfuckers there, and it was and I don't want to say this because I don't want to say like I'm better. I'm not saying like I'm better than anybody. I could tell that I was the only one in the room mentally aware of, like, fully mentally aware of everything that's going on or where they're at, because I could clearly tell that these people had like disabilities, and it was like a truly psych ward. But anyways, like, thinking about it, you guys, it's traumatizing thinking about it. Like, it was, and I haven't even gotten to like everything that was going on. But anyways, I'm chilling in the fucking room with the rest of the kids. Probably like an hour and a half go by, and two kids to the front of the room, they're going like back and forth. Like, I'm saying kids like I wasn't a child, but like two people start going back and forth. I'm thinking like they're planning stuff for X, Y, and Z, but they end up getting into a whole full-blown like fist fight. And I was like, y'all, I swear to God, I was like mind bottled. And like the fucking staff came running in, and they was slamming them and like pulling them apart. But like, it was so like, it was so excessive for these kids. I mean, they were fighting, but they wasn't fucking each other up. If you get what I'm saying, like, they were fighting, they were tussling, but they wasn't fucking each other up. And it was so much excessive force from the staff members for people that didn't have that much of a threat to lay down or be. And it was like, I was like, red flag, child. And I was just looking and fucking around. I was like, I don't know what the fuck to say. So I want to say about 2 to 3 hours in, we're still in this room. I still haven't been able to see the bedroom, because they said that you can't see like the rooms you sleep in until it's time to go to sleep, because people's like a high risk and high riser, and everybody has to be in one room and be watched. It was only one person in a room in the middle hallway, and it wasn't like a bedroom. It was like a real padded fucking room, and they had like a window in it, and like, it was just one boy in there. He was the only one allowed to be in a room outside of where everybody else was. About 2 to 3 hours go by after the fight has broke up, and we're still sitting in this room being monitored by these staff members. I just start like mentally, everything started mentally clicking in, like, hey, I'm hundreds of miles away from my motherfucking family, and I'm in like a real like mental facility. I realized, like, it kept clicking in, like, this is nothing like anything I have ever been sent to before. This is nothing like, I didn't know what to do. I don't know, I just started to fucking cry and bawl. I was bawling my eyes out in front of every single body. So shortly after I get finished crying and like trying to get myself mentally together and prepping myself, it's lunchtime, you guys. So it came in time for lunch or whatever. So I don't know if it was lunchtime or dinner. I think it was dinner. Yeah. I think it was dinner. Yeah, because when I got there, they had told me I had missed lunch. So it was dinner time. Yes. So I got there in time for dinner. It was dinner time, you guys. And the food was fucking disgusting. The food was horrible. It was trashy. It was stomach twisting. It looked like it was gel food. And it was like, I couldn't take. I didn't eat any of it. I think they had like snacks. They had like graham crackers and shit like that. Let me tell you something. I ate graham crackers that night, bitch. But after everybody wraps up dinner, you guys, they goes out to like a field. I really don't know where they went, but they went for some like arcade or what is it? RT. I don't know why the fuck I said arcade. RT, recreational therapy, but I couldn't leave because I had just got to the hospital, and like I had to be, they didn't know if I was a flight risk. They didn't know if I was gonna try to leave that bitch or not. And I probably would have. So Good looking out, motherfuckers. Good looking out. But after dinner, everybody left except for a couple bad people. Bad people, the people that got to fighting early. Now let me tell you about these two motherfuckers. These two motherfuckers was two. They wasn't like, they were two black boys. I don't know. Like, I'm not nobody fucking psychologist or doctor, so I can't like hand out disabilities or tell you what disabilities they had. It wasn't autism. I can't tell you what specifically they had, child. They were mentally conscious of what was going on and mentally aware of what was going on because they are well enough to fight and, you know, have an argument and spat. But it's not like they would, you know, kill each other. But those two was held back with me and a couple additional people from our recreational therapy shit. We're sitting in the room still watching this dry ass goddamn TV. I think it was on like Teen Nigger Cartoon Network. It was wrapped in a fucking anti-break ass box. It literally had a glass box around the, let me not lie, a plastic box around the motherfucking TV, so you know people couldn't throw or break anything on it. But we're sitting in this room, and you won't believe what the fuck happens. Another fight breaks out. It's not funny, but another fight breaks out, and the fucking staff jumps up, and they manhandles, pulls them apart, and the nurse comes in with a fucking shot for one of the people that was in the room fighting. Let me tell you something. I'm not being dramatic. I'm genuinely not being dramatic, and I literally like wish I had pictures. That needle didn't look like it came out of nobody's nurse's office. That needle was so goddamn long. It was like unacceptable. Like I don't think I would have been able to do it, but I seen the nurse shoot one of the kids that were fighting with something and just walked on out or whatever, and they end up sitting him to the room, and I was like, I still want to see these fucking rooms. Mind you, we ain't seen these rooms yet. They keeping I haven't seen the room yet at all. They keeping us away from the motherfucking room. So they shoot the boy up with whatever the fuck was in that goddamn needle, and they take him to his room, and they left us in the recreational room with the TV while everybody else was out doing, like, I guess outside activities. So I don't remember the time now, but I know this was after dinner and after everybody had their like outside activities done or whatever. It was time to do phone calls. So I remember calling my mom, and I was like crying, y'all. I was crying and crying and crying and crying and crying, and I was telling her like all the shit that was going on. I was telling her about the fights, and I was telling her about the shot. I was telling her about like, I was telling her like, these are like, it was so much, like it was such a traumatizing thing. It really was such a traumatizing. All the shit that I was seeing and everything that was going on and everything that was so not right in the facility. And we were just talking and I don't remember where the conversation went, but I know the conversation was brief because it was so many people that had to talk to their parents, and there was only like 2 or 3 damn phone lines. So after we got finished talking to our parents on the phone, you guys, they sent us back to the recreational room with this goddamn TV. I was like, it's not bedtime yet. What's going on? But they sent us back to the recreational room after we spoke with our parents to give us a snack. So I was getting the vibe like, okay, it's time. It's getting almost time to see these bedrooms. Like I was so fucking, cause me, let me tell you something. I know I was headed to a mental facility, but I still had the mindset of this has to be 5-star hotel, bitch. I need goddamn diamond sinks. I need goat showers. That's all I need, bitch. I need all of that. So so after the phone calls, they put us in the room to get our snacks or whatever. So we're getting our snacks, and everybody is taking the medication, and that triggers me. I'm like, okay, yeah, if bitches are taking medication, oh yeah, they doping these bitches up. It's time to go to bed. Everybody gets doped up, everybody gets their snacks, and another fucking fight breaks out. Let me tell you something, bitch. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have no words to say it out. So this fight was traumatizing for me because how it was broke up. Now I done seen the first 2 fights and they were broke up like violently, but at this point I do want to say this, you guys. At this point staff had changed while everybody was doing phone calls or whatever. So this was like the nighttime staff. So I do want to put that out here. But this third fight that had broke out had really shook me how they had broken up. So they broke it, they literally grabbed this boy that was on top of the boy fighting or whatever, and they took him and they slammed his ass and he hit the fucking wall. And when he hit the wall, I was so goddamn shook. I was like, what the fuck is going on in here? Because it was really like a lot. Like, it was really, because at the behavior center that I went to in Memphis, I seen a little rah-rah, a little something, things that was right. But this shit was like pure blown. Like, this was abuse. Like, this shit was fucking crazy. And like, it made me terrified to do anything. So when they would tell me to do any goddamn thing or say anything, bitch, I was attentive, I was listening, and it was like trauma. It was I don't know what the fuck it was. But he grabbed his ass and he threw his ass and he hit the goddamn wall. And I was so fucking shook, and I was looking like, oh my God. And I remember, and I swear y'all, I swear I'm not lying. I remember when the boy like stood up, it was like a bruise automatically on his face. You know, usually if somebody get hit or something, it take a little, it might take 5 minutes, might take 10 minutes, 15, might take a day for something to show up. That motherfucker hit the wall, got up, and something was on his face immediately. And I was like, oh my God. So when I seen that shit, I was blue. So it was time to go to the goddamn room. And I remember vividly. I had the middle bed. It was 3 beds in the room, and it was also a camera in the room with a restroom that was locked. They buzzed and unlocked these damn doors, and it was like real jail shit, bitch. It was real jail. It felt like some real jail shit. Got the doors unlocked, and I walked in, and the first thing I saw immediately was the corner camera in the room. It was a camera in the corner of the fucking room, and I was like so like bothered by that, because like I told you guys, I had came from the I had came from the behavior center earlier, and they didn't have the cameras was in the hallway, bitch, but they was in the fucking. So I walked in and I immediately like locked eyes with the camera, and it like bothered me. But I ended up having to sleep in the middle bed. You guys, the bed smelled like fucking piss. I knew damn well that bed wasn't fucking cleaned off before. Whoever left a discharge or left that fucking room, they just left or whatever, and they said, all right, we have a bed open. They gave me that bed. Like, that bed smelled like ass. Like I mentioned a couple seconds ago, you guys, I noticed the fucking bed, the motherfucking restroom, the restroom that was in the bedroom was locked also. And I asked like the staff, like, what's going on? I was like why is the restroom, you know, locked? And they would explain like this is a mental facility, and people could go in there and do anything. You don't know what's going on in the restroom, and people could be there for any XY amount of time. So that's why it's locked. And I was like, what if I have to use the restroom? They're like, we're here 24 hours, So if you have to use the restroom, you can come and get us. So I remember getting on in the bed and laying there, and I remember just crying and crying, but I wasn't crying myself to sleep, bitch. I couldn't even sleep. I was just crying and 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 crying. So much for me to take in. I don't remember what age I was. I'm sorry I don't, but I don't remember what age I was. And this was a lot for me to go through at this age. But I remember just crying and crying and crying, and I couldn't go to sleep at all. Out of that whole night of us having to be in a room sleeping or forced to sitting there that top portion of the day, I probably slept a good probably 15 to 20 minutes out of the whole fucking night. So the next morning I wake up, you guys, and I get a phone call. From my mom, actually, and this is not phone call time hours. Look, I knew that we got one phone call at night, but nobody else was getting a phone call this morning, bitch. So I felt special. So I was getting a phone call from my mom that morning. I went and answered the phone or whatever, and she was telling me that my uncle would be coming to pick me up, and he'll be there by 1. I really didn't know what to say. I was like, of course I was more than excited and more than happy, but I was like, it was so. Now let me tell y'all this. I'm being, and I swear I'm being so honest. It was such a bittersweet moment for me, because it was like, wow, I'm getting to leave, and I didn't have to stay here for months or weeks or days or even that. But like, I'm looking at people because I remember talking to the roommates. For a couple of minutes before I went to sleep, and I was asking them how long they'd been there, and they was telling me they had been there for months and stuff like that. And it was like bittersweet, because I was feeling so sad for them to have to stay around certain, like, I'm looking at my voice cracking, I'm finna cry and shit. Stay around this fucking abuse and see this shit and be treated how they was treated. But my mom told me my uncle that which stayed in Atlanta was coming to pick me up, and he'll be there by 1. And they were jumping on the road immediately to come on up. So he had to come get me from the hospital. I'll be at his house, and when they get here from Memphis, they'll pick me up. And, you know, we'll head on back. 1 o'clock came, and I really couldn't even believe that I was like leaving. Like I was really fucking leaving. I'd done 26 hours in this fucking place, and I got to leave. You guys, after my uncle picks me up, I get the phone with my mom, and I get to call her and ask her like, what's going on, like, you know, like, thank you, da da da. And like, we could really talk about it there. We could really talk about it then. And she let me know, you guys, that a nurse called her and told her that this place was nowhere that she needed her son at all. So I guess that's the only thing my mama told me about the place or whatever, or what, no, that's the only thing my mama told me about what the nurse said. But I just, let me take something. I used to remember the nurse name, because my mama told me the nurse name that told her. I used to remember that woman's name, and I used to want to go back and like just give her anything she wanted and plead and thank her, because that was, I feel like she was really, I don't know what she, like my mama didn't tell me, I don't know what she told my mama. But baby, it got me on up out of there. And that was that. Now, I titled this video what I titled it because this was only my experience. I got to see what was done to other people on firsthand. But in preparation of doing this video, I just ran across my mind to Google it. So I Googled it, and I ended up reading the reviews, and I ended up hearing like my story times 10 times 12. I'm gonna read a couple reviews from this place, you guys. Out of all the stars, child, they only got 2.3 of stars. They only got 2.3 of motherfucking stars. But I'm gonna go on Google reviews first, and I'm gonna read. So we got a review from 2 weeks ago, and it says, absolutely a trash hospital, unprofessional liars. The staff is uneducated in mental health, and they should know more than the parent, and should do better with basic information they learn about mental health than having a child with mental health issues. That is actually true. When I was there, I was looking at that, and I was like, this is more of a psych ward, and I feel like more people should be like educated on how to handle, like, I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, but like therapy appointments with people and shit, but I knew like the one-on-one dealing training, like, you know, the restraint shit, yeah, they needed more training than that shit. The review said, this place absolute sucks. For no reason I wasn't treated properly, but I want to fuck all that shit. I want to jump straight to the meat and potatoes. It's yet the showers was nasty, and the food was nasty. Everything nasty. I do remember lying to the man. I forgot to tell y'all. I do remember lying to the man, telling him I had to use the goddamn restroom so I could see the restroom in the room. And I remember looking around, and the restroom was so fucking stanky, and the light barely cut on. It was so dim. And I was thinking, this is before I knew I was going to leave. I remember thinking, if I stay here for multiple months, I'm going to be the stankiest bitch ever, because I'm not taking no goddamn shower. That motherfucking shower was, you were better out of the shower in that motherfucker. Bitch, if you probably get more dirtier getting in the shower than actually going in that shower to clean your goddamn body. Okay, you guys, I just got another review. It said that they had, they said, I just left this place back in September. This is a review from 4 weeks ago. I just left this place back in September, been there for 7 months, and my journey was horrible. The staff don't do their job. The food was so uncooked. They barely had clean sheets, clean cover, a clean facial towels, and the gym is filthy. The bathroom was nasty. They was really in this motherfucking place. And it is so true, and I do remember like everything was like, it was so nasty. And like I told y'all in the beginning of the video, when they pulled in, I was looking at it front, I was like, wow, this shit is really, you know, kind of nice. And baby, they had me fucking fooled. They're horrible. They make the children wear trash bags. And oh my God, you guys, I don't know if this is what they're talking about, but I do remember that. I remember, y'all, I swear to God, it was this boy, and I don't know what like medical condition he had, but like he had like a trash bag that would hang from like his shirt or stomach. I don't know what that was about, but I do remember that so vividly. But they said they were horrible. They made the children wear fat trash bags, and they gave them random shots without parents' consent. That is so fucking true. Like I told y'all, like I don't know what the fuck was, that needle was so goddamn big, and I said it couldn't be clinical. But anyways, this was my Laurel Heights experience video, and I read a couple reviews, but I'm gonna go into like a full depth video next about every single thing that I found on the internet about this hospital, because they didn't show they ass. Down from people dying on the hands of fucking Laurel Heights Hospital, down from people getting fucking raped in Laurel Heights Hospital. It was so much. And like, I remember I was speaking with my therapist the other day. I was telling her that I was gonna do this fucking video. I thought I was gonna do this video, and I'm so happy that I didn't get emotional today. But I got so emotional explaining this to her, because I was like, how could, because they have reviews going back from 2005, and I probably went to this hospital in like 2013, probably 14, 15, 16, one of those fucking years. I went during those years, and for my mom or people to ship me and off and send me miles, hundreds of miles off to a hospital, and you didn't read a single review, or for you to read these reviews that they got and still feel comfortable to send your son there, I got very like emotional. But I'm happy I didn't get emotional there. I just told my story and I shared my experience. But you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to talk more about Laurel Heights, and this is going to kick off, like, you know, the series I was telling y'all about. Now let me tell you something. The series is going to be more upbeat. Now this was like chill and calm, because I was like really thinking about it mentally. I was like, girl, this really was a lot. But the series, funny as shit. I mean, bitches trying to break the fuck out, bitches beating asses, bitches get out. Let me tell you something. This behavior center was bad boys club. Them motherfuckers gave they guts. Them bitches gave they guts every time they could, and I can't wait to tell this shit. And I wanted to tell it when I get 1K subscribers, and we're working on 1K. Can I get 1K, bitches? Can I see a 1K in my life? I always say it, because when I went to this behavior center, I went there from December to fucking June, like I told y'all. I always said, these some motherfucking stories, bitch. And somebody got to pay me. A bitch is going to have to pay me to tell these stories. So can I get to 1K so I can start doing Google AdSense? A bitch is going to have to pay me. A bitch is going to have to pay me. But anyways, you guys, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you want to do some more research about what's going on in this hospital, because it's still open, bitch, go look at it. You see the title? It's not called Laurel Heights Exposed for nothing. But I do want to actually, I hope this video don't get to nobody back at the hospital, because I do want to call the hospital and ask a couple questions, because the allegations that they have against this hospital and its staff, I got some questions. They probably ain't gonna answer shit, but I got some questions, and they still open, so I want to give them some calls. So if y'all give me, I don't know, I'm not no big ass YouTuber, so I'm not gonna say give me 100,000 likes on this video. Give me 3 likes, bitch. You, your mama, and your homegirl. Give me 3 goddamn likes on this motherfucking video, and I'll call up to that goddamn hospital. We'll talk to the hospital about some things. But anyways, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in another video. Bye.